Breaking news, major scandal in the Emmanuel Haro case. Jake Haro got a slap on the wrist by the Riverside County District Attorney's Office and the judge. Oh boy, folks. He was undercharged from that prior crime that he did regarding a child. He should have been charged with a more serious crime. California has a crime called assault on a child under the age of 8, resulting in paralysis. And guess what, folks? Instead of that charge, Jake was charged with a lesser charge, which resulted in him doing no prison time whatsoever. Oh boy, oh boy. A person that used to work in the Riverside County District Attorney's Office spoke to News Nation and basically called out the Riverside County District Attorney's Office and said it wasn't necessarily the judge's fault, because a lot of people are outraged at the sentencing judge that sentenced Jake to probation, suspended prison sentence. His name was Dwight Moore. But it really came down to the district attorney's office, who undercharged Jake. I'm going to share some information about what was said on News Nation with Elizabeth Vargas, plus show you the charge Jake should have been charged with, along with a video that I've found of Jake's lawyer at the time, Vincent Hughes. We know who Vincent Hughes is. Kind of like bragging how he got Jake out of doing prison time and Vincent Hughes promoting his own self in the process. It's pretty crazy stuff. I'm going to share this with you and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
What is the most basic charge, which is the assault with a child under the age of 8 causing paralysis.
Yeah, he was charged with child cruelty. I mean, we've got the current DA blaming the judge in the case, and you're saying actually it was the former DA's mistake?
Correct. If the former DA would have filed the charges correctly, that would have tied the judge's hands. He would have been unable to sentence Jake Haro to probation. He would have had to have sentenced Jake Haro to life with the possibility of parole. The judge would not have been able to sentence him to probation. The charges were simply pled improperly. They were too low.
So what about what Jake Haro was saying? It's unbelievable he's giving interviews from jail. Is he admitting that his baby is dead now or not?
I mean, it seems to be that way. You know, he's taken the police on this wild goose chase to an alleged crime scene. That in of itself would suggest that he's admitting the baby is gone. Making these statements now, I think, is further just incriminating him, and people can read between the lines that he is telling us that baby Emmanuel is gone.
Authorities say they have a good idea of where the baby's body is. They believe that he had suffered abuse throughout his 7-month-old life, which is horrific to even think about. What do you think makes them think that? Do they have evidence?
You know, Elizabeth, I'm sure they do. I'm sure Mike Hestron is very detailed when he does backgrounds, when he does investigations. I'm sure they did search warrants into Emmanuel's pediatrician. But the reality is, common sense tells us he injured a 10-week-old baby a few years ago. Horrific injuries, which indicate that he squeezed the baby, he shook the baby, he probably hit the baby with something. I mean, those are really traumatic injuries.
Yeah, let's just remind our audience, broken ribs on that 10-week-old baby girl, a fractured skull on that 10-week-old baby girl, brain swelling, a fractured leg. Kim, it's almost unbelievable to consider what you'd have to do to that tiny infant for her to suffer injuries like that. She's permanently disabled.
That's exactly right. She's permanently disabled. So we can look at Jake Haro's history of how he treats his children, and it's not a far leap to suggest that likely Emmanuel Haro is being abused in the same manner, because his life was ultimately taken.
Yeah, this is a terrible, terrible case, but obviously we will continue to follow it as the authorities search not just for the baby's body, but for answers. This is really, a lot of people are paying very close attention to this. Kim Dagonia, thank you.
All right, listen to this, folks. Check this out. In California, an assault on a child under the age of 8 causing paralysis is a felony offense punishable by life in prison with the possibility of parole. This crime is covered under California Penal Code 273AB. Goes on to say, California Penal Code 273AB, this law specifically addresses assault on a child who is under the age of 8 and in the offender's care or custody. To secure a conviction, the prosecution must prove the following elements beyond a reasonable doubt. The defendant had the care or custody of the child under the age of 8 years old. That clearly applies to Jake Haro. The defendant assaulted the child using force that a reasonable person would know is likely to cause great bodily injury. That falls under Jake Haro. This assault resulted in the child becoming permanently paralyzed. That, Jake, right there. Jake did it. That, another check right there. All three of them apply to Jake Haro. The statute defines paralysis as a major or complete loss of motor function resulting from injury to the nervous system or the muscular mechanism. I mean, have you seen the photographs of that child? They're out there. I mean, the child's literally disabled for life because of Jake Haro, and there you go. I mean, why wasn't he charged here with this assault on a child under the age of 8 causing paralysis? He would have been serving life in prison. Instead, he gets a lower type charge of child cruelty, which resulted in him getting out of doing prison. Wow. And look at this. I'm going to share something here. Look at this. His attorney, Vincent Hughes, bragging about representing Jake and getting him off. Look at this. This crazy guy right here. This attorney, Vincent Hughes. So is that crazy or what? Jake Haro undercharged? Should have had that more serious charge. And if he had that more serious charge, he probably would have been in prison for many, many years. And this whole thing would have never happened. Why? Scandal. Riverside County District Attorney's Office. The judge also, I think the judge should be part of this too, because the judge could have read the facts here and said, whoa, what's going on here? Why is this guy only charged with this? Do you understand what I mean? It's crazy stuff going on with this case. In the meantime, we don't know where this baby is at. They sit in jail. They go to court September 4th. We will definitely cover this. But at the same time, I don't know if we should even trust the Riverside County District Attorney's Office. I don't know if I do, considering what, Jake got a slap on the wrist before. Who's to say that he won't get a slap on the wrist again, or how they handle this case? How many other offenders are out there in Riverside County that done egregious things that are on the streets? Emmanuel's still not been found. They're very tight-lipped. They're not giving information. They're complaining about people on the internet giving out misinformation, but they're not giving any statement, a summary, or anything. We still haven't seen the PCA. They claim they know where the body, or they think they know where the body of Emmanuel is, yet why aren't they searching at that place? They say they think Emmanuel's out, or have they, or they've done it in the cloak of the night so the people can't see what's going on, but Emmanuel has still not been found. What do you think about what I just shared with you? JLR investigates major scandal. Riverside County District Attorney's Office should be looked into. And all eyes on the District Attorney's Office now. So I don't think they're going to be able to get away with this again. But who knows? California. Let me know what you think. Sub to the channel. Like. Hit the notification button. We are Emmanuel's Army. Justice for Emmanuel. We will talk soon. I am JLR Investigates. Stay tuned.